How's it going, everybody? I'm meteorologist Joey Craignas back with your daily forecast. So we have some more Texas hail for today, but we did have a 5-star map out in the DFW area yesterday, and then we'll be going over the Texas hail chances later on this afternoon and evening, and then we'll be looking at when we could see the next break in some of these severe weather conditions that we've been having pretty much the entire month of May. Been very active back here in the Met Department. So we could be looking at things slowing down just a little bit as we head into the beginning of June, at least for a little bit. So, but before we get into all the weather stuff, we have a Raising Cane forecast 2024. You guys liked the Raising Hail events that we had earlier on this year. So we'll be doing a hurricane forecast out in Orlando, Florida on June 18th. You can scan that QR code if you want to get some tickets. So Derek will be giving our forecast for what we can expect for hurricane season coming up here, looking like things could be fairly active, especially compared to last year. So storm reports had a good amount yesterday, up starting in the Midwest here, had some hail just barely above that severe limit up in the Minneapolis area, some out in eastern Iowa, a few of them in Illinois and Wisconsin as well. And then out further east, had some random spotty hail reports, mainly wind out along the east coast and in the southeastern U.S. there. The main story, though, out in Texas, southern Oklahoma had some good hail as well, but these hail reports in the DFW area are so clustered together that they just look like one big white blob there. So you can kind of see the path of the two different hailstorms that we had come through the DFW area. Quite a bit of fairly decent sized hail out there. So let's look at that map here. A little bit of a wider view here. Had some hail kind of up along the Red River, a smaller hailstorm, or a smaller population-wise at least, but then the main story down in the DFW metro had Arlington, Bedford, Roanoke, all get hit by some pretty decent-sized hail. 3 1/4 inches was the max size on that, and over 250,000 homes impacted on that map. So very, very significant hailstorm out in the DFW metro. Had some videos of hail going through the roof of a Walmart even. So fairly significant hail out there. So 5-star map from yesterday. Not expecting a 5-star today. Can't say it won't happen, but less likely today than it was yesterday. Around the country, we have this nice big cold front pushing south, an outflow boundary from those storms down in Texas this morning. Had some decently strong wind gusts, possibly a tornado out there, some smaller hail around the DFW area, and some hail in far northwestern Oklahoma, far southwestern Kansas. Had a couple of golf ball reports even already this morning. So we'll be looking at how this outflow boundary is going to be setting up for possible storms this afternoon and evening. Around the rest of the country, though, we're looking at this nice big trough over the Great Lakes region, a little bit of a ridge over the western U.S., and we'll see this little bit of a short wave trough over the Texas and Oklahoma areas that's going to be supplying that upper level support for severe weather later on this afternoon and evening. Temperatures doing pretty good right now despite the morning precipitation. Oklahoma City 78, Dallas at 70, Houston at 90 degrees. So we're seeing a very strong temperature gradient through central Texas along that outflow boundary from those storms, supplying that'll supply a little bit of a gradient for those storms to fire off on here in the next coming hours. So significant hail model, not lighting up by any means, but do see some fairly strong values, especially in the panhandle area of Texas around Lubbock. That's probably where we'll see the largest possibility for hail later on this afternoon, and then going into tomorrow, see those SIG hail values stretching all the way up into the northern plains, Rapid City, South Dakota, Billings, Montana, could see some hail later on tomorrow. And of course, Texas, your hail chances aren't going away just yet, so could be seeing some more hail going into tomorrow as well. And then same thing for Thursday, this Thursday morning, so things could change by Thursday afternoon, but that's what we have for that. And then instability-wise, the values are quite a bit lower than you would expect for a large Texas hail day today, but because of that outflow boundary spreading across pretty much the entire state of Texas from those morning storms around the DFW area, now moving into Shreveport. So you can see kind of the path of where those storms took, where those lower instability values are. But we'll see a little bit of a surge, and then graphic lagged a bit there, but then going into Thursday, we'll see a good plume of instability stretching all the way up into Nebraska, southern South Dakota, and then for Friday, see some more hail chances or severe storm chances, and then Saturday as well. So we'll see daily storm chances, not looking like any big outbreaks over this week or so, but we will still see daily severe weather, especially for the central and southern plains through the end of this week and into the weekend pretty much. So here's what we have for the future radar here, our high resolution radar. The models haven't been doing too good of a job picking up on these morning storms. So take the output from these models with a bit of a grain of salt as we go into the afternoon here. See some storms firing around the Waco, Austin area, San Angelo. You got a nice little supercell, short-lived out there, but then storms start to fire up in the panhandle this evening, moving into far western Oklahoma. Expecting these storms to get a little bit farther east than the models are showing. So Oklahoma City could be right on the edge of seeing some severe weather later on this evening, just depending on how much surface heating we're actually able to get. So I believe the skies are sunny and cloud-free here right now for the most part. So we should see a decent amount of surface heating helping fuel those storms. And like I said, the models haven't been doing too good of a job of picking up on that morning convection that we had. So we'll see what actually happens, but expecting a decent area of coverage for hail and severe weather later on this afternoon. And then a smaller chance for severe weather is up in the Great Lakes region, right around Chicago. We could see some little isolated pop-up thunderstorms start to form this evening. A couple of them possibly moving into the Chicago area. Maybe they see some hail. Not expecting anything large or super significant out of these storms, but can't rule out an isolated quarter or two, maybe getting up to that $50 size. Maybe we see a stray ping pong ball. Wouldn't be surprised about that as well, but could be watching out for the Great Lakes region for some isolated severe weather conditions this afternoon and early evening. Right around the morning or the evening commute time is probably when we're expecting those storms to fire up there. So here's what we got for our hail map today. Down in Texas, Oklahoma, stretching into the far southwestern portion of Kansas. So we got Amarillo, Abilene, San Antonio, Austin, Shreveport, Dallas, all kind of in that risk area. The risk for hail is pretty much done for Dallas, except for maybe very early on tomorrow morning. But we could see Lubbock get some decent hail as well. I didn't update this graphic based on what the newest models were showing, but the newest models have kind of had a bullseye right around the Lubbock area for the highest possibility for hail later on this evening. So we'll be looking at that and then moving up into the Chicago area, just a little area where we could see some just barely severe hail out of some of these storms. There is enough cold air up in the higher atmosphere to cool off some of that precipitation, make it into hail. So we could see some severe hail out in the Chicago area this evening. So here's what we got for our upper air map. See this nice trough over the Great Lakes region. We have this little jet streak that, and a little shortwave trough there that's supplying that lift for Chicago. And then we do have a little bit of a shortwave for the Texas and Oklahoma area, again supplying that upper level support for storms later on this evening. But then as we go into Thursday, we'll see this nice trough move into the northern plains, have a nice cold front extending all the way south, firing off those storms from likely all the way up into North Dakota, all the way down into New Mexico, Texas, that area. And then as that progresses off to the east, we'll see a little bit of a lull move in. We do have this jet streak that's expected to move on shore towards the middle of next week, but how that exactly shapes up is still kind of up in the air. Some models are showing this jet streak turning into a ridge over pretty much the entire western 2/3 of the country. That'll pretty significantly dampen the severe weather chances for those portions of the country for at least the next week or so. But here's what we got for 5-day rain chances. So pretty much the entire central U.S. seeing a pretty good chance at some high volume rain. To see 5+ inches, a few of these areas around like DFW, the Waco, Austin area, seeing some pretty good rainfall. Got about 2 to 3 inches expected for almost all of Oklahoma. So pretty good rain chances. These storms are just going to be running over the same areas over and over again throughout the rest of this week. So Tuesday, we got Texas, Oklahoma, portions of Kansas getting the bulk of the rain. Same thing for Wednesday. For Thursday, those rain chances expand a little bit farther north all the way into Canada. And then Friday, things will shift a little bit farther east. Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri now getting in the rain. And then Saturday, things continue to shift even farther east, getting more into the Ohio River Valley and becoming slightly weaker as that jet stream shifts off a little bit farther to the east on for the weekend. So for our 6 to 10 day outlook here, see these precipitation chances shifting further east and further south as cold fronts continue to push the moisture further and further south. Conditions expecting to dry up a little bit for the Rocky Mountain region around Billings, Portland, expecting to be above average for that 6 to 10 day time period. And then this is what I was talking about that ridge during that 6 to 10 day time frame, setting up over the western 2/3 of the country. So that's why Atlanta, they could see some below average temperatures, expecting a little bit of a weird shaped trough over the southeastern U.S., but expecting ridging to set up over the western portions of the country, dampening those severe weather conditions, turning up that heat a little bit. So expecting summer conditions to set in for a good chunk of the country as we head into the beginning of June. So things are looking like they're going to be heating up. Severe weather chances calming down just a little bit, give the Met team back here a slight break that is very much needed. But things are looking up. Got daily severe weather chances for the Central Plains pretty much every day this week. So things are looking good. So if you're interested in learning more about us, go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Or if you're interested in purchasing a plan, go ahead and scan that QR code up above me. Or you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com. Or check out our website at www.hailtrace.com. That's it for now. I'm meteorologist Joey Cragness. Thanks for watching.